Y'all, this is such a weird way to start a video, and I actually never thought I'd start a video like this, to be honest, but I feel like the more I think on it, the more I'm pushing doing it, I'm delaying it, so I'm just gonna do it, no matter how weird it feels, no matter how shitty I look, no matter how shitty I feel, I just need to do it. I have overthought posting on YouTube for so long. I've just always felt like I need my makeup done, my hair done, things need to be going right. I need to not be busy. I need to be doing something. And I feel like those are all just accumulated excuses. And it's stopping me from actually showing y'all the real me. If you follow me on Instagram and you're tuned into my Instagram stories, you kind of know that I've opened up a lot about my journey navigating anxiety for the first time, little dabbles of depression, and just overall going the fuck through it in 2025, leading into 2026. It'd be very unrealistic for me to get on here and be like, January 1st hit and life is perfect, we're in there, but it is not that. So honestly, I just wanted to kind of up with y'all in this video about what's been going on, but in a way that's not like sit down, cry with me vibe. I honestly just want to open up and do it fully, like the word, not being transparent, because like I'm gonna be transparent, but I guess like real me, okay? Know me is to know that I am not gonna put on makeup every day. I'm not gonna have a wig on every day. This baggy t-shirt, this feels good to me sometimes. Yes, the matching two pieces are cute, but like I just feel like whenever I put pressure behind me showing up, that's when I don't do it. So I'm just gonna do it, okay? But we are in a t-shirt I got for free from an event. I am in my baggy gray sweats, and we're just gonna open up and talk. But before we get to that, I wanted to unbox what I got because I've been ordering things a little, not too much because I've been finishing my apartment, but I just came back from Marshall's. I'm trying, oh, not my wallet, fill out with all my stuff. Oh no. Oh, not a lighter in here. Don't need that anymore. We don't smoke anymore. Put that right in the trash. But yeah, kind of been like journey navigating this era of my life. Blueberry vanilla iced latte, so smack. But yeah, I'm not gonna lie, it's literally been like a really hard journey navigating just everything I've been going through low key, behind the scenes. I guess what I've kind of shared on my story. And yeah, I've been trying to push myself to go in public more often because as y'all know, and if you don't know, I work from home. So I'm able to really just hide out in my house for as long as I want and not ever see the public. Like talking at Instacart my groceries, I will DoorDash. I'm trying to push myself to go outside. So I need a trash can for my bathroom and I got this one. I think it's super cute. So we'll work with that. I've literally been not having a trash can in my bathroom, which I don't like. And do my dishes, honestly. Ow! Fuck, that hurt. Oh. Anywho, today is Saturday. There's gonna be a snowstorm starting tonight into tomorrow all day, and then Monday, I believe, all day as well. So I dropped my dog off at his school so he can get all of his playtime in before we're trapped in the house together, and he drives me crazy because he has so much energy. So I'll go pick him up later. Oh my goodness, what is going on? This feels rock solid. I'm gonna assume I'm doing this right. I've never seen nothing like this in my life. I really couldn't figure out what's going on with my ottomans, so I'm gonna just leave that. I'm on FaceTime with Kayla. Let me turn her down so y'all can hear me. But I am about to take a nice, hot, steamy shower. I don't need to wash my hair. I know it looks like shit, but I don't need to wash it. She's very much clean and sits in a bun at all times. I might do a light little makeup, just something real light, just to, I don't know, feel cute. I'm gonna get out these PJs. I have to work on my Shopify today, so let's start the shower routine. BRB. Okay. Fresh out the shower. I thought my freaking DJI broke, y'all. That just fell so hard. Ooh. Alright, anyways. We're India. Little Aquaphor. I gotta find my makeup bag. I really don't know where it is. Oh, did I unpack it? I did not unpack it. Alright, I got it, y'all. Oh, this better not fall again. And I have my light too that I want to use. Because I feel like the lighting is kind of shit right now. I keep getting hives and these red patches everywhere. I'm telling you, I really want this to be my last winter in New York. Like, seriously. Even that just means I live somewhere else for the 3 months that it's snowing here. That is, you know, what it is. But for real, I cannot deal with this. My beauty blender that is all sorts of tore up. We're just going to use her. I have so much laundry to do today, it's not even funny. I don't even think I have primer. Like, I really don't redo my makeup. Part of me just wants to do concealer, if I'm being honest. Yeah, we're just do that. I really just like to conceal right here because I'm really red. Oops. Mind you, this concealer is so old, it's not even funny. And it looks so cakey. I think it's because it's dried out. It's okay though. This is just the start of pouring into ourselves, you know? And honest, makeup sometimes feels like a chore to me, but once it's on, I be feeling cute, so I can't even lie. But I'm just gonna do that situation. Works for me. And then I have this Morphe contour stick I really like. She's super tea. So we'll just throw her on as well. So I don't look so freaking ghostly. Oops. Oh, shit. Was not right at all. It's okay. I really used to do my makeup every day, y'all. Please forgive me for this embarrassment of a beat, but I just want some color. I just want something. And I figured, like, if I myself, it will literally make me want to do things like look cute. Because if I can hide behind my camera all day, child, I don't think about none of this stuff. None of it. I'll be honest though, I watched Gigi's video this morning, Kai Cenat's ex-girlfriend, and I actually really liked the video. Like, it inspired me to pick up my camera today, I'm not gonna lie. So I just love to see women like getting into the bag, pouring back into themselves, and I took it as a sign for myself. I'm like, if watching this kind of content, why don't I create it? Like, makes no sense why I overthink that. So here we are doing it. And yeah, this is just for pure fun at this point, you know? I really need new makeup brushes, honestly. These are so old. I literally got these in like middle school. I'm 24 years old. My nose is a little wonky right now. I'm not really feeling that. That looks crazy. Just gonna go down to Sienna. Real light. Some brow gel. I'll probably put on, oh, this is so dried out. I forgot. Shit. Can rock with that. Wow, this is literally bone dry. Just like slathering on what I can get out of there. I stopped filling my brows in and I actually really like it. If anything, I'll like fill in the front. But today we're gonna just let her go crazy, you know? I could do this every day. But we're gonna take it day by day. I notice when I like start putting expectation of like, yes, every day you'll do this, it's like, whoa, slow down there, bucko. We had one good day. I can get with that. And then we just use some blush. I've been using the liquid blush from e.l.f. It's honestly the only one I have. And I'm not mad at it. I like it as a lip combo too. But I just want this to literally give like my skin that's better. So we'll use it on today's beat, why not? Cute! Lastly, a lip liner. Hello? Why do I always see? We're gonna use the NYX Total Baller. NYX Out Loud. Real light. That feels like a little much. I can rock with it. It's fine. Low-key just taking the rest of the bronzer that was on my brush and bringing it into there. Cute. And then some mascara and we'll call it a day. Not bad. I can get with this. I honestly hate washing off mascara. It's so annoying to me, but it's really just gonna take it there, you know? I think bottoms just take it there. I'm done. Hair, I'm not really gonna do too much aside from clean up this bun. So take my brush and we're just gonna make the slick back a little more cute. Slick backs was like my go-to in high school. I had middle part slick back. I was doing the side part slick back, the no part slick back, just slicking it back. And this pink scrunchie, wear this every single day, literally. So yesterday, me and the girls announced our in-person meetup, the Beauty Link Up, happening in Atlanta March 7th. And I am excited for it. I'm not gonna act like I'm not nervous because I am. Just because that'll be like my first time back in public. Not gonna lie, I get nervous just thinking about it. Literally going to the psychiatrist and tell them how nervous I am about it because I'm not trying to get there and just feel like not myself, truly. Oh, sorry, all my goodies are coming out of my robe. I have to like lean against my sink to keep it in place because I don't have the tie for it. Should I double it? I'm just gonna double it. Whatever, that's fine. Not our best bun, not our worst bun. It really don't matter. So yeah, I'm nervous about the event, I'm not gonna lie. I've been nervous since this all started happening because we planned this event back in November of last year is when we said we were going to plan one for this year. Since we planned this event last year, well, I would say we sparked the idea of it. We were supposed to do so freaking much, like go to New York City and get content, do a whole bunch of stuff. that just really didn't happen because other things were going on behind the scenes. And honestly, I'm just glad that everything came to fruition and true colors were shown, because I just feel so solid in the girls like that I'm cool with, me, Tay, and Kayla, to where it's a good feeling to know like I pour into them, they pour into me, and it just feels good. I don't really have any other words for it, truly. But I feel very pretty right now, and I haven't felt pretty in, honestly, since I've been to Atlanta, which was like 3 weeks ago now. The perfume combo that I have been eating down is Kayali Pistachio, and then I just got this Wonder Rose from Zara. So freaking good. Oh, and then I just ordered this Estee Lauder Beautiful. Yeah, I'm putting that on. What? That's a grown perfume. You have to be a real woman to purchase that perfume. That's all I'm gonna say. I took it out my mom's collection. I smelled her collection, and this one stood out to me the most. So Beautiful from Estee Lauder smells good. Let's get dressed. I need to moisturize my body as well because I'm dry as hell. And we will check back once I'm all dressed. I put on my Fashion Nova 2-piece jammies, and I'm feeling cute. I'm not gonna lie. Maybe one day I'll get to the point where I'm like the girls who are, get dressed when you wake up, put on a cute outfit. I feel like after having to wake up for so many years and get ready for a job, there's nothing more I love than to just sulk in my PJs. So I've already tried to level up by getting matching ones, because y'all saw in the beginning of this video, I will wear a baggy tee down and not feel bad about it. But I do think after my shower, when you get fully ready and stuff like that, it is nice to put on a matching set. So I can rock with this. She's cute. I like her. And I need to get some more. But I'm out of breath and all I did was change. Concerning, I smell literally delicious. All right, let's move into the living room and have our talk. We're sitting down, got my apple juice. I don't know why I'm feeling a little anxious to like talk about it. I think it's because I just thought about it for so long and now I'm talking about it. I want to like set the scene for y'all when I tell this story, and this is solely my experience and from my perspective of being a mentee and just being a part of this friend group that turned into something it shouldn't have, and now seeing how it's all unfolding. And then of course just talking about the anxiety and everything that came after this. And again, is it from this situation specifically? We'll get into, but I just want to take it from the top to y'all, because I feel like the PCness that has been on my Instagram page is just like, it's pieces. And I feel like a lot of people get silenced into talking about their experience with things when this is genuinely my experience, and I'm not going to be silenced or shut up because of it. So let's just have a talk. So back in summertime, we're gonna run it back to what? We could really run it back to April. I think we should. We're gonna run it back to April because I don't like the narrative that I'm seeing, and once you piss me off, I'm here to tell my experience. So back in April, I had traveled for my birthday, and prior to this, I was a 6-month mentee. So with being a 6-month mentee, you get 2 in-person meetups, a ton of batch content creation, and with this 6-month round specifically compared to the one that I was in before, there's a $10,000 increase in payments for the 6 months because of, we were supposed to get funnels, we were supposed to get an automated backend setup, go high level, like all of these systems that we hadn't used before. Apparently a team was going to be essentially running that for us. So the $10,000 increase to somebody who does not know any of that at the time and had no idea how to set it up, and you're telling me it'll be done for you essentially, I really didn't bat an eye at it. I was like, you know what? Makes perfect sense, because I'm now in the stage of my business to where I don't want to solely rely on social media. I want to be able to actually have systems in place. So that was the reasoning for the $10,000 increase between the previous 6 months that I had done compared to the one that I am currently in as of April. Now we're in April. It's my birthday trip. If you know anything about April 2025 for me, I was going crazy on my Instagram story because life was literally just like insane during that month, okay? I went to Curacao. I almost got arrested for having stuff on me, and truly from that, I had literally flew back from Curacao back to Florida. That same day I landed, I spent the night crying in Curacao, and then I woke up and got on a plane and back to Florida. I also am someone who does not like traveling out the country. It just gives me like anxiety for some reason. Even before me actually realizing I need to go see and speak to somebody, I just was having a horrible feeling. Now, this is all happening April 16th. My birthday's April 17th. Now, I'm back in Curacao on April 17th, and I'm like, you know what? I'm going to go have a spa day. I'm going to really enjoy it because I've just had a shitty previous days. And honestly, there's nothing more I want than to just be in Florida on U.S. territory and just go do things that I'm used to doing. Like, I'm a person of routine. I'm a person who really likes, like, when I travel, that's my spot. So with that being said, I am now in Florida. I'm at the spa enjoying my birthday, and I get finally from this team sent emails to review that are supposed to be going out. Mind you, what team is sending you emails on your birthday to review that need to go out that day? Like, I was already stressed about that, but at this point, I'm like, you know what? Let me just look through my stuff. So I'm going and reviewing the emails that they have prepped for me, and essentially all the emails are lies. It's saying that I made somebody $1 million. It's saying that someone got like their first car, just things that I hadn't done yet as being a mentor. And I'm not going to lie to get people to join anything I do. Y'all know I keep it a stack every single time I do something. I will not lie for nothing. So with that, I had messaged Bob and I'm like, yo, I don't know if we should send these emails out because they're not true. Bob agrees. She's like, nope, we should not send those out. I'm going to talk to the team right now. Boom, boom, boom. My emails that were supposed to go out, these are supposed to be sent to me way prior. So I was not reviewing emails on my birthday. That's number one. Number two is when it went left, we pulled the plug on the emails, which means we now have nothing. And this is supposed to be a mentorship launch for me, which essentially means that because I hadn't been posting on social media and I hadn't been closing people in my stories, I was relying on these emails. And now that we had none, Bob is frantically like prepping emails for me. And mind you, in the messages, I'm fully saying like, it's okay, it's not your fault, like just, see what we can do, da da da. And again, like accounting for the fact that it's literally not Bob's fault. It's the team that she hired. Fully understanding of that. Now, Bob preps 3 emails for me, 3. And those emails I believe get sent. But from that, it's coming down to the point of like, this should just be a shit launch because nothing is in place. So from that, Bob never follows up in regards to like, here's your $10,000 back because you didn't get what you signed up for. And after that, never let the other girls know that they were not going to be getting the $10,000 worth of funnels and automations and all these things because it was, I guess, turning into a legal matter between her and the person that she hired, to where I got told to just like keep it on the hush while she figures that out. But no one ever transparently got told, hey, you're not going to be getting this because it went left for Jada. So keep in mind, in April, I was not close with Kayla like that. I was not close with Tay like that. And then the 4th member, we also weren't close. So it's really just me and Bob. So I'm taking it as, you know what, it's fine. Also at this time, I literally have no friends. Like, I'm not an overly extroverted person. So if I don't speak to you on social media, we probably won't link in person. And where I'm at in upstate New York, I'm not just gonna go outside. Like, that's just not what I do. So just keep that in mind. So I'm very forgiving of the situation. I'm like, nope, it's totally cool. There was never a $10,000 refund for what I paid for and didn't get. Mind you, totally let that slide. I was not stressing that. It is what it is because, again, things happen and I'm totally understanding of that, right? Now, she didn't tell the other girls that. So fast forward, we get to talking about it and we kind of just peep how we didn't get that and just keep rolling with the flow because at this point we are now friends. So let's fast forward to May and June, and I want to say July is when we start to like travel together. So I know that I was going to Florida a ton of times. I had spoke on the cash flow cruise, which she had brought me onto, which I was, again, super appreciative of. And I will not take away from anything that was done for me. I really will not do that. So I spoke on cash flow cruise. I also attended it and had a great time. And after that is when actually Kayla attended the cash flow cruise and I got to see her as well as the 4th member. And when we all got to, sorry, my neighbor's outside, like, you watching me? When we all got cash flow cruise, that is when we kind of all became much closer. So like we went out to eat together, and everything was just cool. Like there was literally no issues. And again, I'm not holding the $10,000 above nobody's head. I just completely kept it pushing and I didn't think about it no more because April again was so stressful for me to where I just need to move past it. So fast forward, it's now, I want to say May or June is when we had went to Vegas and then also went to Cali. And that was kind of like a back-to-back. So we went literally from Vegas to Cali. In Vegas, we all had our separate hotel stays. We were there for like 2 or 3 days. Then after that, we flew over to Cali. In Cali, we had no intention of Bob staying with us at our Airbnb and also didn't mind that she was there. Just let me put that into perspective. We thought it was great that she was staying. And keep in mind, we had, as the 4 mentors, paid for the stay already. It was thousands of dollars each, and we just wanted to really do it big and stay in Malibu. So we got the big Airbnb, we're all kicking it, and Bob's like, oh, I'm gonna come and chill with you guys. We're like, okay, cool. She ends up staying the night, and then each day it was like, oh, I'm gonna leave the next day, or oh, I'm gonna go do this, and then something got canceled, and she ends up staying the whole trip. Mind you, no one said, hey, pay your part. No one said anything in regards to it. Y'all saw the content all down Bob's feed. You would think that she paid for that B&B, okay? And mind you, just point of you enjoyed your stay. Let's not cap. So from that, we all had a great time in Cali. Again, no one is caring about anything about payments, none of that. Like it's not about that. I'm just happy that we're all chilling in the same spot. So after Cali passes, we go to Florida. Now when we go to Florida after this, which I want to say was in July, that is when things started to like low-key go downhill. We just weren't really peeping it. But essentially, Bob and one of the members had their own disagreement, and they were able to basically come to amends with it. But I want to say that this member of, when I say mentors, I'm speaking about me and the girls. When I say Bob, that is not part of the mentors. So Bob essentially has her own conversation with one of the members, and I guess they get it sorted out. And we're thinking everything's cool from there. Like the member is completely like, you know what, I'm happy I got this clarity. I'm happy we got this conversation. And nothing about a disagreement or just not seeing eye to eye is brought up again, because again, that member fully thought that it was handled. And I'm not going to speak on her part of that because that's her own thing to do. But I was there to witness this. I guess it's not even a back and forth. It's just a discrepancy. Like it really wasn't anything. It was just one of the members opening up about how she felt about her experience in mentorship and was looking for something a little bit different and something changed, okay? And whether that changed or not, again, her story to tell. But fast forward is when Bob ends up coming to the Airbnb in Florida the next day. And this is when y'all saw us like with the big pool. When the mentors travel, I'm not gonna lie, we do big. We really try to get a nice B&B. We think of content and it's also a write-off. So like, why not? But keep in mind that, again, this B&B is paid for by the girls. Now, said Bob comes to the B&B, and this is when, mind you, there's so much underlying things that had happened that, again, I'm kind of breezing over because so much happened. But, sorry. Essentially, at this point in the Florida trip, it was time to address someone that we had did a big investment into. So me and Kayla each paid $15,000 to a mentor who was supposed to get us our first investment property. This person was fully vetted by Bob, and although Bob didn't know about the offer that he pitched to us, it just was still like, you showed us this person, so it is right that you make it right in the sense of he's not giving us what he said he would, and you introduced us to him. So with that, we're all on this Zoom, and let me also note that at this point, Bob is not at the Airbnb yet. My bad, I mixed that up. She's somewhere in Florida. We are all on the Zoom call with the mentor that we had given the $15,000 to. Mind you, that mentor is not Bob. So we are essentially having the conversation. I am a hothead. When you play with my money, when you play with my time, I'm a hothead. So I am fully going at it with this man. When it came down to us giving that man $15,000, me and Kayla both paid him $15,000. We had, by this point, realized how many other people had paid him thousands of dollars and gotten nothing out of it. So at this point, Bob low-key had to step in because there's no way you're going to let this slide, right? So Bob hops on the Zoom and she has this full presentation of what this man did to every single person that she knows. And mind you, this was before it gets even bigger. So we're on this Zoom call going through each name and what he did and how much money he took from them. And this is Bob presenting this Canva presentation. At this point, there's nothing the man that we invested into can say because you literally have the proof and evidence right in front of you, and we're not going to go back and forth. Keep in mind, at this point, this is our third conversation with this man about giving us our money back, and he was just completely stubborn. It was on going through it. It was, oh, well, you have to be patient, and it's only on month 3, and all of these things. And mind you, there were so many red flags leading up to that investment. Like, even the fact that we had to fully pay $15,000 within 3 months, but the mentorship was 6 months long, it was just, again, sketchy. But we are under the impression that we are getting an investment property out of this, which we did not get. So this is where Bob has stepped in. She's doing her whole presentation thing. By the end of it, he has nothing to say. And at this point, I am fully combating with this man because I'm a hothead. When you play with my money or my time, I work very hard for my shit. So I am 100% going in on him. And I have no feelings. I do not care how crazy I sound. I don't care how much I'm cursing. You're going to feel me. And that's the type of person I am. So that's the conversation we're having. One of the members on the couch crying because she's just not very good with her words in these situations. And then Kayla is speaking up, but she's very choosy with her words. And I admire that about Kayla. She knows that her words, when she does speak, is enough. Versus me, I will say the same thing 10 times. I don't get tired. And then Tay on the couch didn't invest with him. So she's just there because, again, we are on this trip as a group. So moving forward with that, essentially it got settled where we finally got our refunds. And the refunds were sent in a stupid way of like, X amount of dollars a month. And it was just so corny because when it came down to us paying for the mentorship, it was like, create a Zelle, get funding, do this, we need it by this date. And I just cannot deal. So I would love to see anybody combat me on that as well. But moving forward, we got our bread back, and that was a whole situation with that man, which it finally got settled. We got our stuff back, and boom. No, I'm going to backtrack here for a second, but it's important to note that when we were in California in that B&B, we were all at a table, like a big round table, and it was me, Tay, Kayla, and Bob having a conversation, and it was specifically about negotiating. And Bob was specifically telling us that she wanted us to learn to negotiate, how to practice, like, kind of finding your middle ground versus just saying like, yes, here's the money. I thought that was great. Now let's fast forward back past Florida, and now I want to say the month was August. I could pull up the invoice and check, but I really just want to say it was August when the $6,000 deposit was paid. Now, with that being said, or was it September? I think it was September. Either way, we had paid to sit on a PJ. Now, let's break that down and talk about it. That PJ was Bob's decision that benefited Bob and Bob only. And because we were fully blind to seeing how it only benefited Bob, we were just like, okay, it'll work, like fine. When the PJ was initially brought up, we have to run it back to the actual mentorship itself. We were going to have a PJ ride included as well as one personal meetup because the PJ was taking up for that second meetup that we typically got. And nothing else was changing. We were not getting new lessons. We were not going to get literally anything different. Now, mind you, there is a price increase again. So the typical $5,000 deposit and $2,500 a month has now jumped to a $6,000 deposit with $4,000 a month. Please keep in mind, during this time prior, I want to say, between March, I was heavily looking for apartments. And then in Florida, by the way, and Florida apartments are not cheap. Unless you're living on the outskirts, it's going to be a good $35 to $4K a month for a nice apartment, at least that I was looking at. And it didn't make sense to me to part with that. So now when we're talking about a mentorship for $4,000 a month and nothing's changing compared to when I was paying $2,500, I'm having problems with that. So now when we initially paid the $6,000 deposit each, right? And I don't know if the fourth member paid it. That's, again, her own situation, but I'm going to speak for me, Tay, and Kayla, primarily me. When we paid the $6,000 deposit, there was speculation or I guess stipulations around this. So when it came down to this increased mentorship round, the biggest difference was to be a PJ ride. Now, when we initially had the Zoom call or FaceTime, whatever it was, I remember specifically saying how if we are going to do a PJ, like if this is the only way we can get mentorship by getting on a PJ and including it, it would make most sense to have the PJ go to Arizona and we stay in like Sedona, and we have, I don't know if I've ever seen how Sedona has really nice, it's almost great for solo travelers, but like you literally have your own stay. It's like a big glass box, like the atrium stage or something. But essentially it made perfect sense to just cool the PJs included in mentorship, and we just put it for a month to where like Tay is able to attend because she's in the UK. I'm able to actually get the full use out of the PJ, like things like that. And I'm going to explain why that matters. So when we're having this conversation, Tay is not on the call, and it's just me, Kayla, and one other person as well as Bob. So when we're having this conversation about the PJ, I am, again, saying Arizona. Bob was saying, let's take the PJ to investment properties. So at this point, you have to understand that, I don't know how to word this in a way that's like not going to be how it sounds, but essentially Bob was wondering where all of our money was going. Keep in mind, we had been traveling very luxurious for the past, like all these months prior to us having this conversation now about the PJ. We had been traveling a lot, and it doesn't matter how much we make off mentorship and how much we make off of selling products, like we need to be able to recoup. So now that you're asking for a $6K deposit and then $4K monthly, and then I have to get an investment property on top of it, like it is just a lot of funds. Like let's not act like it's not. So from that, we decided to essentially let Bob know, like, I don't think that the PJ to Rochester makes sense, even for myself, because I am literally in Albany, New York. Like, I can drive to Rochester 4 hours, but how the PJ ended up working out was, you know what, PJ to investment property, it is what it is. Let's just do it, because, again, Bob was very adamant on doing that. She said it made the most sense. Keeping in mind that she was requiring Tay to pay the $6K that was not going to get her a seat on the PJ. So the moral of this conversation right now is that it's decided the PJ is going to Rochester. It is what it is. So from that, we let Tay know that that's what's happening, because who would we be as friends to not tell Tay that this is happening and then her get caught off guard from Bob when Bob and her are not close the way we are close with Tay. So essentially she gets told that, yeah, thanks for the $6K, but not going on the PJ. And from that, weird vibes, and I had peeped it, and I had said it was weird, but at this point, I cannot do anything. I cannot make this PJ not go to Rochester. So, and plus my 6K is paid. Just to put it into perspective, how annoying getting on this PJ was, and also how overpriced it was, but let's just not even talk about that yet. I had to drive from Albany 3.5 hours to New York City to meet up with the fourth member who was attending the PJ, to then Uber an hour and some change to White Plains to get on the PJ and fly for 45 minutes to Rochester. A 45-minute PJ flight for $6,000. Keep that in mind. So, and I don't care what no one says in regards to, oh, but that was the deposit for the whole mentorship. Nothing else was changing. Nothing else was changing. Land in Rochester. Rochester just goes as is. We tour properties. I'm thinking everything is cool. I did peep that the vibe is a little bit off, and I had said that to one of the members, but it wasn't anything to where like I gave a fuck. Like at this point, I'm literally here to tour investment properties. I'm not here to be up nobody's ass. Like I'm doing me. Also, heavy smoker time. I'm outside smoking. I don't need to be up anybody's ass. Me and Kayla are going at the bar and working on our laptops. Like I'm going with the vibes, okay? So Rochester is done. Now we have to travel back home after the investment properties. So we are leaving Rochester. Me and that fourth member get on a plane. I fly back to JFK with her. And then from there, we have to Uber from JFK to her house. I then have to walk to my car and then drive 3.5 hours back home. Do y'all understand the amount of travel that happened? Okay? And to put it into perspective, I can get to Rochester in 4 hours straight drive. Okay? Less than 4 hours, a straight drive to Rochester. But all of this travel is going back and forth because the PJ just had to be to investment properties, okay? Keep in mind, I had a lot of people ask me like, oh wait, y'all had to pay for that? I thought you got invited. Honey, $6,000 each. Like it was paid for. It was overly paid for, okay? So let me tone it down because I started to get passionate about shit and I'm really not trying to go there, but yeah. Ooh, honey. So I come back home, the whole PJ trip, I drive back from JFK. I didn't even stay the night at that person's house because I said, no, I just need to get the fuck home. So I drive home and at this point I'm thinking everything is cool. And we then get a text. I want to say the text came after Rochester. It could have come before. No, it definitely didn't come before because we would not have gone on a PJ. I'll just be honest. So the conversation that was had after we came back from Rochester was a conversation of Bob letting us know that she wants to take a step back from the friendship. She wants to turn this back into mentor and mentee relationship. And she feels that the boundary just got blurred, right? So at this point, I'm very confused as to why. Unless Bob told us, and I can see a receipt because the whole group chat got deleted the other day when we had access to it all prior. So again, just covering her tracks, PR team, working OT. But regardless, we essentially got cut off from being friends and got put back into mentee territory, which again, I'm totally cool with. Like, I respect it because I'm paying you. I get it, right? So from that point, everything is cool, and I get on a one-on-one call with Bob, and because it was a coaching call within the mentorship, so I'm just on my call, and I had started it off, I remember verbatim, and the girls can literally vouch for me, even the one that don't speak to me no more, can literally vouch that I had asked this question, and they heard me ask it, and they heard her response, because why would I lie? I have nothing to lie about, but was like, is everything okay? Are you all right? Like I did specifically, what's going on? And this is asking as a friend, are you okay? Like, is there anything that happened? Is there anything to apologize for? Because I am a person who can truly take accountability when shit goes left. If you can call out anything that I have lied about or said, I will fully admit to it. Fully. But I'm telling the full truth of my experience, and I cannot stress that enough. So I had the conversation, and Bob essentially goes, no, I just need to take a step back. It's fine. I just feel like we lost the boundary a little bit, and I just want to put it back in place. So I'm like, okay, cool. Like, I totally get it, and started my business questions because, again, I'm following what you're telling me. And there was also a long message that essentially said that she needed to step back and to, like, again, be the mentor, not the friend. Totally get it. So this was in, I want to say at this point, September, because we had already been on the PJ, and I want to say that was September. It could have been August, but I swear it was September. But regardless, we go on the PJ at this point. We had that conversation. So now we're like, okay, like weird. We were literally just in Rochester together, but whatever. So fast forward to October. October comes, and this is when I want to say shit hits the fan. So I'm going to say this because it was already said publicly. Tay messaged Bob with her private concerns regarding her experience in mentorship. And it was a paragraph that we had all read before she sent it. We all said that sounds very nice. It's not coming at her. It's being very professional. And at the end of this message, I remember verbatim was, Tay saying that she respects her as a mentor and essentially just wants clarity on the whole situation that's going on, and like, just let's have a conversation about what's on, right? Because at this point, we had let Tay know that the responses she was getting from Bob were nowhere near what me and Kayla were getting. Completely different. And we all saw that for our own eyes. So Tay sends her message to Bob. Bob decides to double tap it and then send a long paragraph into our group chat. That long paragraph essentially was, what was it? The first part was like, to the group, I'm sorry I didn't give you things like the funnel, the automation. Okay, this is future Jada checking in, watching this back. I forgot a massive part as to what triggered this text to be sent. So when I had brought up the negotiation back in California that we had at the table, to where it was just teaching us how to negotiate, we had put our practices to use by hopping on a group FaceTime with her, which was not a blind call at all. She was made aware prior that we were all going to be hopping on this call. And once we were on the calls, when we asked, can we negotiate that 4K monthly, because it's not really making sense. From that is where she claims that she was caught off guard, but she was let known prior that we would all be hopping on the call to have a conversation. So negotiating was already a prior conversation. Us just bringing it up on this call maybe caught her off guard, but either way, again, the negotiation still stood, whether we had it individually or as a group, and she knew that we were going to be hopping on this call. So I want to throw that in there because that negotiation is where everything started to go downhill, because we didn't want to pay 4K. It started to become a problem and transpired into us being bad friends. So just so we're on the same page. And whatever else I was supposed to give to you within a time frame that worked best for you. Mind you, a 6-month mentorship. We did not receive it within that 6-month mentorship, and we're about to pay 6K. We actually already did pay 6K for the next 6 months. So it's like, what do you mean in a time frame that works best? You set the time frame for that 6 months last round where the $10,000 increase happened. What are you talking about in a time frame that works best? Like, again, the narrative that was spun as we were just like down Bob's throat, like, where's my stuff, my stuff? We let so much slide. So it was a slip inside, my love. Like, it was crazy. So that's part of the paragraph. Next, she's like outing Tay and what Tay said to her. The next part is addressing us. And at this point, I already told y'all in the beginning of this video or earlier on, I am a hothead. Do not come at me. And that's exactly how I took that message, because I am not fake. I don't fake kick it with people for an image. And I've been preaching that since the day I got on Instagram. I would never fake do nothing for an image, for some likes, for a sale, to promote nothing. That's not my style. I don't ever need to do that. I don't. I am too authentic, and I have way too much integrity to ever sit here and cap for some views, for some likes, for some offer. Absolutely not. So within that paragraph that she sends, we're going back and forth, me and her, because again, I'm not letting nothing slide. Kayla is very professional. She sends maybe like 2 messages. She's like, so my mentorship cut off because you didn't handle something with Tay. And then Tay is trying to just simply get a response in this group chat because Bob literally refuses to add her. Like, I don't know what it was, but she's literally speaking in third person and will not address Tay. It is the weirdest thing ever. And again, this just goes back to the conversation that had happened in Florida when there was a discrepancy with a mentee. It's just like, you're proving it again. So whatever, I digress. The conversation goes back and forth. Ties are cut. Cool. The last message that Bob had sent was referring to something. If y'all would like to hop on a call where we can discuss this, I can do that, whether it's as a group or one-on-one. And then decides to say, what else did she say? Oh, I plan to end this amicably and respectfully and support from a distance. All of these, like, I'm cutting ties, but I'm gonna be here supporting you, right? Cool. So at this point, we're all jaw dropped and we're all like, what? Because keep in mind, I had literally been on, I think, year 3 of investing money into her. And it's not saying that you owed me being my mentor for that long because I paid you. You can decide to not mentor somebody. That is fine. And that's not the reason any of this is being spoken about now. It's the narrative that's being pushed online that's really crazy to me when Bob knows what happened and the 4 other girls know what happened. So let's really keep it peeled. So cool. We get cut off from that. Me and the 3 other girls are still cool at this point. Me, Kayla, Tay, and the 4th member. We're on FaceTimes every day, as we continually were prior to this, because keep in mind, we already got told that we're going back into this mentee-mentor zone a month before that. So now that we go on the PJ and now that we're back and you're cutting ties, it's very odd timing. Keep in mind, the post of I brought my mentees on a PJ has already gone up. People are thinking that she paid for it and invited us when we paid for the entire PJ. I cannot stress that enough. If we really want to poke holes and shit, we paid for that. We did not get invited nowhere. Same way the Cali B&B was paid for us as well, and she just tagged along. It's the same thing. That really bugs me. Stop acting like you're popping it for your mentees. We're paying for it. I really cannot. You booked it with our bread. Please stop. So let's move forward. At this point, we are having our own conversations about it. And this is where I have two mentees tell me that number one, all of our posts together are now removed and we are all unfollowed by her as well. So we're like, weird, because I thought we were keeping it amicable and professional, and this wasn't gonna be a thing. You can delete pictures. But when you have people that literally check your page, when you have people that literally know us as all being cool, and the next minute you're unfollowing and deleting stuff, out of nowhere, by the way, it is very sus. So mentees came and let me know that, and I'm like, what do you mean? I was fully caught off guard by this motive, by these actions. And again, you can unfollow who you want, you can delete what you want, it's your page, but it comes down to what you said is now not matching, because how is I'm going to support from a distance, it's nothing personal, to now we're unfollowed and everything's deleted out of nowhere, unprovoked. So from that, we peep it, and I instantly block. I don't play that. Blocked. If you move weird, you're blocked. I don't have no questions for you. Blocked. The two other girls kept following her, and then we peeped that Bob was still following one other member. So fast forward, we found out that other member, who I'm not naming, was a key with her behind the scenes, but would be on FaceTimes with us, listening to what we're saying about the whole situation. And now it's clicking two and two that person was being messy as hell and basically telling Bob what we were saying. And it was a whole thing. And it came down to us literally telling this member, if you cannot show us what you and Bob have been talking about, or at least let us know a bit of the conversation, I'm cool. And I'm speaking for myself. I'm cool. What does this member do? Get on the phone with us, as in me, Tay, and Kayla, and doesn't tell us nothing, says, I don't think I have to show you that. Was going to until she opened the messages. That's what actually really does it for me. It's one thing if you're standing firm on I'm not going to show you, but it literally went from I'll show you what was said to she opened the messages, seen it, and was like, I'm not telling you. Because you were running your gums. I just cannot. So that's where, again, I cut ties. See you later. So me and her did not speak no more. And I'm a person where you're grown as hell. I don't play these games. Bye. So fast forward, now it's me, Tay, and Kayla. My girls, love them down. So we peep the weird shit. She's on the block list, unfollowed. And this is where we are now peeping more weird behavior. But the biggest thing is that another mentee lets me know that she is inside of one of Bob's offers, and Bob is alluding to the fact that she had to cut people off to become a better her, or just being messy, literally being messy. You are a grown adult being messy. What are we doing? Mind you have said we're ending it amicably, so why are you inside of these offers that you swear we don't share the same community, but we do? I literally have the people inside your offer telling me what's being said inside of these offers, because you're alluding to the fact that, oh, well, if people are toxic, cut them off. That was never said to us. So why get in your offer and be messy? It don't make no sense. And when I say inside your offer, it's a community. So you're in there being messy. You won't do it publicly, but to the people who are paying you, you're being messy. Mind you, the people who pay you also pay me. So I'm getting told what's being said. From this point, you done played with the wrong one. I don't do it. I make time for things like this. I thrive off of things like this. I do not care. I have kept it cute for so long to the point where I'm not playing with you no more. So from this point, I cannot remember what exactly triggered the conversation to start opening up, but I just know from this point, everybody just started to I don't want to say feel down, but we're just literally so confused. We're like, you're playing in our face. We trusted you for years of our money. Why are you now being so weird? Unprovoked. Now, mind you, we had watched this same person, Bob, scare tactic with cease and desist to 3 other people, 2 being her previous mentees, and not including us, by the way, at the time. So it's just really strange, right? So cool, fast forward. I'm not even gonna get into what I could get into. We're just gonna move past that. So now we are talking about, what was it? I wanna say subs were starting to get posted. When somebody reposts some shit trying to get under your skin, and I don't care how it's worded, you know something's about you. We're not gonna sit here and be like, you're being a pick me and you're picking and choosing what's about you. No. I'm not a dummy. So, mind you, like I said, she's blocked at this point, but the other girls are telling me it was being posted. I don't play that. So, post, I got my subs up too, and now from that point, this is when it starts to get on a deeper level of Tay and Bob having their own disagreement. And for a very valid reason, I am 100,000% on Tay's side in this whole situation as somebody who has literally witnessed it from the jump to now. And as somebody who had the Bob blinders on, as I like to call it, I wasn't seeing nothing she was doing. I'm now seeing it. Now that I've stepped out of being up her ass, I'm literally seeing exactly what is happening and how wrong it is. Why would I ever make her feel like she's tripping in a situation that she's not? So they get to having their back and forth behind the scenes. More subs posted, and the most recent one was talking about people will want to be, they'll want to be you, they'll copy you, and then be envious of you. The post says something like that. Again, when a sub is about you. So I peeped it because I have people who send me things. And this is not me saying I vet out people to send them. I literally get sent it unprovoked, and I know it's about me because why else would they send it to me, and they know the situation as well. So this is when I have a problem, and this, in my job, Ben had a problem, but I kept it cute. Where the issue comes in is how the hell does somebody want to be you and is envious of you when you were paid? I can't wrap my head around that. If I pay you $25,000, $15,000, you better give me the game, ghost. That's the whole point. So it'd be very different if I was one of your little friends that never paid you and I'm just over here doing whatever and have an offer similar to you. But honey, I paid you every month, thousands. So what are we talking about? I can't do it. I literally cannot do that. And that is what triggered me to talk about this today, because the fact that the subs are still being posted is crazy. Now let's talk about behind the scenes, right? The things that y'all don't see. A cease and desist with the ChatGPT script was sent. I've never seen no dumb shit like this in my life. There has been a threat of this law team that does not exist. There has been you must delete these posts that I have up that do not name nobody, that do not speak to any specific offer, don't even reference the business. If the shoe fits, wear it, right? So, cool. Fast forward, the whole point of talking about this is there are way too many business owners who make investments and go through shit like this and get threatened into silence. As I said, I have watched Bob do this to 3 other people, and it's wrong as fuck. With the cease and desist and the empty law team, it's very concerning, because if you truly stood behind your actions, if you truly stood behind the way everything played out, I truly do not believe that we would be in the situation right now at all, right? So it's a lot of covering up. It's a lot of trying to, again, I call it the PR cleanup. It's a lot of protecting the image that Bob is damaging themselves. So we're all aware. This is not unprovoked. This is not me deciding to wake up and stir some tea, stir the pot even. Is so much shit has happened. Bob would be thankful that none of us wanted our $10,000 back. Thankful that it wasn't a situation of this being brought to social media sooner. Please understand that this has only been brought to socials because of the subs, because of the weird movements that were done after the fact of saying we're ending this amicably and respectful and still supporting each other. I literally cannot say enough how weird it is to throw the rock and hide the hand as the person who was getting paid $25,000 per person. I cannot say enough how weird that is. And there are 2 other people who got threatened with the cease and desist that are not in my group, and they have no need to speak up, but I really think they should, because it's very crazy to me how so much is swept under the rug. And again, why I'm so triggered to talk about it, because I've seen it time and time again. No, I'm not going for it. So to say that you were treated the same as people that underpaid you and undermined you and undercut you and all this shit, I don't want to hear none of that. As somebody who paid for over 3 years, invested in literally any single thing Bob dropped for years, encouraged other people to pay for years, I really don't even understand it. That is what happened leading up to October. And now we're going to shift into the anxiety, a little bit of depression, where my life personally started to fizzle into something I could not control at all. So October, out of here. We are now moving into November. So November is when I was moving out of my apartment, November 28th to be exact, and I was set to move into my new apartment, I think that same day or like following week or something like that, like on Monday, because November 28th was Black Friday. So with that being said, I had signed a lease pretty impulsively again. If you know anything about my history with apartments, it's really shitty. Like, I signed back in March, decided I didn't want it, had to pay thousands of dollars to get out of it. Like, it was a whole thing. So I essentially had that same thing happen this time. I thought I wanted an apartment. I did not. Had to pay thousands of dollars to get out of that lease. So with that, my things were literally sitting in a U-Haul for so long. I think it was like 2 or 3 weeks. My things were just sitting in a U-Haul, and I essentially moved into that apartment, lived there for 3 days, packed all my things up again, and moved right back into my previous unit that I had just moved out of. keep in mind, at this point, I had cleared out that apartment. So there was nothing there. All of my things at this point are sitting at the new apartment, and I had to move my things back into a U-Haul and put them into an actual storage unit because I had no idea where I was going to live. So during this time, I'm also mentoring, which is where I'm literally texting people 9 to 6 every single day, and I'm not having a single second to think for myself. Like, I'm literally thinking for 20 other businesses, and I have no time to sit and just figure my life out. So I get a blow-up air mattress, and I probably had just like a desk was left in that previous apartment. I was just using that with my laptop. That was it. No TVs. I didn't have food in my fridge. I was door dashing every single day. It was truly horrible. So I moved out of that new apartment after I just put my things in. I moved out of it within a day or two. All of my things into the U-Haul. I'm back at my previous apartment. I'm on the air mattress with the table and my laptop. I was in that situation for, I want to say, 2 to 3 weeks. And that is when I was finally able to move into the unit I'm in now. So same building, just different unit. And let me just say, I love it. I really, really love it. I'm happy that this worked out to be here because I'm telling y'all, I was literally at rock bottom. Like, that's no exaggeration. I was truly at rock bottom. So from that point, I finally was, honestly, after eating shitty for 3 weeks, after not having clothes to switch into, like, I hate to make it seem like I don't have shit because I do, but I was literally living out of like the same outfits in this like home goods bag. Like, I was washing and rinse and repeat and put them back on because I didn't want to keep going to the U-Haul unit because I don't want to drag all my things back into this apartment where I'm not staying in this unit. So it was just very shitty. And of course I had my dog. So again, I'm like taking care of my dog. I'm trying to talk to all these mentees. I don't got shit to my name. It feels like I'm eating out shitty every day. Like, it was a really, really not good situation. And keep in mind, this literally is rolling off of everything that happened in October, and I'm starting to see all the weird shit happening. So from that moment, I finally got into this unit because it opened up, and I started to get my things in here slowly. But of course, with just any moving situation, especially when you've just moved your things literally like 3 times, 2 times, just a lot of times, 1 too many times, it's very, very overwhelming. Live in boxes surrounding you. Nothing is in the spot it should be for weeks on end. And even with me moving into this apartment, like, y'all see it looks nice and cute together, like whatever, but it took a second because I had to move all my things back in. I had to organize everything again. I had to go through all of these boxes again. It was a lot. It was really a lot. I will tell y'all that I am not a person who breaks down. I will have my little cry, like, and then I'd be like, you know what? Back to it. I got a mentor. I got to work on this offer. Let me go get my whiteboard at my car so I can at least start mapping things out because I literally am such a workaholic. Now, keep in mind, I was also heavily smoking Mary Jane. I have smoked for the past 5+ years, going on 6 years. And I'm talking, I've never said this, like, I guess because I never want to be, I don't know. I feel like if you don't know me and you watch my Instagram for the first time, I'm telling you how much I used to smoke, you're going to be like, whoa, what the? But I'm just going to be open and transparent here. I literally was buying an ounce of weed every 4 days. I was smoking down an entire ounce that quickly. I'm talking 5 to 7 clips every single day. And it got to the point, it had actually been to the point to where I would not travel without it. If I can't bring it, I'm not going. If I can't smoke before, during, and after, I'm not going. It didn't matter what it was. That's also, I think, why I didn't like traveling up the country so much, because I couldn't bring it. And if I did, it was a huge risk. So all in all, I was very dependent on it. And I was smoking down, honey, down. And of course, that's expensive. I was spending over $1,000 a month on weed. And I'm thinking all this is just to escape what's happening in front of me. I said I have boxes everywhere. I'm trying to avoid looking at them. It got to the point where I literally bought a pop-up tent from my backyard to literally sit in it and smoke because I can't smoke in my apartment. And it was literally brick out, just really crazy things. And now that I don't smoke, I'm on week 3 of not smoking, which is really good. But I cannot believe that I was too deep. Put it that way. I was in way too deep, and I can fully take accountability and say that now because I don't do it anymore. But it was so bad, truly. And what my routine would be is wake up, smoke, come back in, mentor, put some boxes away. I get 2 boxes done, going out, smoke as a celebratory because I got 2 boxes away, come back in, work on it some more, go smoke, okay, come in, task. Before I start that task, go smoke, come back in, complete the task, okay, did it, smoke. The routine was so negative. I don't think there was a moment that I was not high for weeks. And again, as someone who thought that they were super high functioning, I can do anything high. it was starting to get to a point to where I cannot. And I knew it was because I was literally smoking to suppress everything I was feeling. And I, at this point, as someone who, again, smoked for so long, I literally, it's so crazy because before I really chose to stop smoking, which we'll get to, I had just been talking to somebody and telling them, like, I really see myself smoking until I'm pregnant. And I don't plan on getting pregnant anytime soon, so I guess I'm gonna be high for a while. Like, I'm truly rolling with it and thinking it is, like, so normal, like, so fine. In reality, I'm literally celebrating by smoking after I complete the most everyday simple tasks. It was really such a bad toxic cycle, and I feel like a lot of people get in that cycle and again frame it as I'm high functioning, when it's like, no, you need to be high to function, and that's the problem. And I actually saw a post that said that, and that resonated with me so freaking hard. Like, never so called out in my life till I came across an Instagram page. I'm gonna put their @ on the screen. I just reposted a page or reposted a post yesterday saying that, and it's so true. And as somebody who was smoking so heavily, if I saw any post that was calling me out about smoking, I would get tight. I'm like, not to say I'm anti-weed now. It's to say that I was fully in too deep. I get to the point where I just decided I need to stop. I don't know what it was. I started to follow that girl's page a lot more, like literally binging it. And I'm talking every day, making it a point to watch her videos. Even if I already watched them, I'm going to watch them again. I'm in the comments. I'm seeing people who are like, yes, I stopped 2 days ago and I feel great, and this day is hard for me. Now, I want to put into perspective that, like I said, I never saw myself not smoking. The smoker, that's my identity, and that was so horrible. One day I'm outside smoking and I'm binging her page, and I just get halfway through my clip and I'm like, this don't feel like me anymore. Like, it feels off. For the past 2 times that I had smoked that day and the day before, I had felt weird smoking, but I didn't know why. I was like almost smoking, questioning, like, why am I out here? Why am I doing this? Why am I about to go spend another $300? Like, it just to a point where I can't answer why I'm smoking anymore. It didn't even feel fun anymore. It started to feel like I needed to do it just to not think about what was going on with all the shit back in October, with all of me moving between apartments and living out of a U-Haul, like the air mattress, even just being in the middle of mentorship, to the point to where this is literally bringing me down so hard. I need a change. Like, I'm not trying to be like AA on here and shit, and like, you know, and you love your flower, all the power to you. Like, I literally hope you enjoy your high today, and I'm not being sarcastic. But for me, as somebody who really finally took accountability to say I need a change, I was smoking halfway watching her video and I said, I'm done. I don't want to do it. I'm done. I put it out. I came aside, and from that moment I said, I'm not doing this no more. I think the next few days I had to leave for Atlanta, or maybe like a week or something like that. And I hadn't smoked in between. I hadn't bought anymore. I even had like a jar of weed and it had a little bit in it, and also had hella grabba. I literally was a smoke shop. I had hella papers, hella grabba, always had weed, always had grinders. And I took my whole smoke bag and I threw it in my closet and I shut my door. And from that moment, I said, I'm not going to grab that bag. I don't need anything in that bag. I'm not doing it. So from that moment, I stopped smoking. And when I decided to stop smoking is when I started to, I don't know, it's like I almost didn't know what to do with myself. I was like, damn, it's only 9 a.m.? What am I supposed to do all the way till I go to sleep? Like, I literally no sense of time and what I'm doing. Fast forward, I stopped smoking, and this is where shit gets left. It just goes left. Now, I think it's important to note that during all the moving and all the things just, again, going left, I was, again, having my little cries and moving on, but I was on the phone with my mom one day and I just fully snapped. I crashed. I cannot put it no other way except for I hit rock bottom. I felt so low, so trapped, so stuck, so consumed in everything that fucking happened throughout the year, and I hadn't let it out. I hadn't talked about it. I hadn't addressed how I really felt. Like, I just kept suppressing it with smoking, to where now that I'm not, I am fully fucking snapping. And it turned into me just crying so fucking loud. It turned into me just throwing things and just, I can't even speak. I can't catch my breath. And it was honestly a breakdown that I had never had before. After that breakdown, that is where I started to feel like something was wrong. The breakdown happens. I struggled to calm myself down for the rest of the night, and I just literally sit in silence and watch my show and just shut the fuck up, because I just feel like I finally got it out, but it wasn't in a healthy way, it at all. And I don't care. Yes, crying is good and it's good to get it out, but that crash out was peak. I've hit the floor. I was not having a good time. So I think maybe a day or a few days after that passed, and I just started to feel very on edge, and I didn't really know why, or it just didn't make sense to me why I was feeling this way. And I get it, I stopped smoking, maybe that's why, but another part of me was just like, this is different. After the crash out, this feels different. I was in a grocery store and I was grocery shopping just as usual. And, excuse me, apple juice, I've been talking so much. What am I trying to say? Got my thought back. I was in the grocery store, shopping per usual. I didn't even get much. I just got a few things. I'm lying. I actually filled my cart up, I'm pretty sure. I had a lot of shit. And I go up to the registers, and this was literally right before Christmas. I want to say it was December 23rd. And I am standing at the self-checkout. Mind you, day before Christmas or 2 days before Christmas in the grocery store is literally insane. Anywhere before Christmas is insane. There is so many people. And when I tell you, it's nothing like insane to where you can't move, but it's like, there's people. You're gonna have to get in line. You're gonna have to wait. You're gonna have to see these people check out. And I remember being on FaceTime with somebody, but I had dropped my phone in the cart, so I was like to that person through my AirPod, and I couldn't find my phone to grab it because I started to feel myself get super hot. And when I tell you, I had never had this feeling before, like day, it was insane. I got so freaking hot. I had a winter coat on and a crop top on and some sweats. And I just remember in my mind, I could not stop repeating in my mind, that's a lot of people. There are so many people here. And that same sentence just like not turn off in my brain. And I've never experienced nothing like that. I've literally been fine going places during even, y'all remember when Black Friday was like if I stand outside for hours and like lines crazy? Like I'm totally fine with that. Me going out before Christmas, like even Marshalls was never a problem. Like, so the fact that I'm in a grocery store in line to check out feeling this way was very scary. So I'm now like panicking on my phone because I literally think I'm gonna pass out again. I find my phone finally, but at this point I'm fucking hot. Like I'm dripping profusely. Like I'm so bad. And I entirely take off my winter jacket. I'm like in little ass spaghetti strap crop top, like in the middle of winter. It's literally snowing outside. And I tell myself I just need to check out. Like I not grocery shop for an hour and some change to get to the register and not buy these groceries. So I check out, and the whole time I am like holding breath. I'm like breathing, just focus on what you're doing. Don't look around at anybody. Like I've never felt like I had to do a damn protocol to check out my own groceries before. So I do that. I hang up the FaceTime because I can't even explain what just happened. And I go and put my shit in the car, and I go home and literally vow to myself, I'm not leaving the house again. Not like this, not until I get better. So getting better didn't happen naturally. It didn't happen on its own. I actually just got worse. So fast forward to Christmas, because that was December 23rd. We are now on actually Christmas Eve, I think, when I was supposed to go to my mom's, and I don't think I did. I don't think I went anywhere Christmas Eve. On Christmas Day is when I knew I needed to go to my mom's because my little brother, he is 4, turning 5 years old in a few weeks. That's really exciting. But oh my God, maybe like 2 weeks. I'm getting so big. But regardless, I knew I need to be there. Like that is I look at him as if he's my own. I need to be there for Christmas morning. So I get up, get in my car. I'm feeling like shit, but I drive there and we open gifts, have a good morning. And right after that, I fully feel myself, again, the sweating. I'm super anxious. And mind you, this is my family. This is the house I grew up in. Like, I can't do it. I literally told them, I'm going to lay down. I go upstairs, take a nap for like 2 hours. And wake up and I'm just still feeling like shit. I just need to go home. So I was literally back home by probably 12 o'clock on Christmas Day and spent the entire Christmas Day by myself in this apartment, just trying to literally like regroup and understand what the hell is happening to me. Like, why do I feel this way? After that, I really, really realized I needed help when I could not even bring myself to like leave at all. Like when I'm walking my dog, nope. Granted, I do have a yard, so I can just let him out, thank God. But like walking my dog, absolutely not. Even to talk to his school, I know it sounds so crazy, my dog, but like the people that watch him during the day, I didn't want to go talk to them. Like anything that required me having human interaction, I'm talking even getting into my car was bringing me like the crazy sweats, me panicking. It was awful. Like it was so fucking bad, and literally just could not stop crying. So I'm like, why do I feel this way? It's coming down to now the mentorship I run. I have to stop doing live calls because I literally am having full-blown panic anxiety attacks and I'm not realizing that's what's going on, but that's fully what's going on. And how it was happening is like I'm feeling anxious and I'm panicking because I'm anxious, and then because I'm so anxious, my heart is beating out. Oh! Shit, that scared the fuck out of me. My tripod fell off the damn mirror. That just scared the fuck out of me. Whew. Did y'all just see? Watching back is gonna be so funny. My heart just jumped out my chest. Like I was gonna say, my heart literally beating out my chest, and then I would pass out because of that. So it was just this horrible 4-step cycle that I was literally trying to avoid at all costs. So that meant that I had to sit home for the next X amount of months. I was doing it, and it got so fucking bad. So I really realized I had a problem, and I took myself to the ER because at the time I had no primary doctor. I take myself to the ER, and that is when I sit for 4 hours for them to tell me they can't do anything for me because I don't have a primary doctor. Biggest waste of time. I was filled with anxiety for the full 4 hours. It was just a shitty experience, okay? And obviously my own doing because they cannot prescribe me anything or help me if they don't even know me or my history. So from that, I decided to follow up with a primary doctor, and my mom set an appointment for me to go in like 2 weeks. So those 2 weeks, hell, it was so bad. I get to the doctor finally, and I just let them know what's going on. Everything I just told y'all, I let them know. And at the time, my biggest concern with feeling like this is that I knew I had to go to Atlanta the first week of January or like the second week of January, something like that. And mind you, definitely the second week of January. And at this point, like it's 2 weeks before the trip, and I have no help. I have meds. I have no idea what's going on with me, and I'm expected to go get into an airport around New Year's. Are you kidding? Like I literally, when I tell you horrible alignment of events, that's what it was. And that is when I get prescribed on the anxiety meds as well as meds to regulate my heartbeat, because literally it was beating out of my chest like heart attack territory is what it felt like whenever I left my house, which is like a horrible feeling. So I get on medication, and obviously I don't know if you guys know, but like 2 weeks is not enough time for anxiety meds to kick in how they should. So and I'm also stopped smoking. So I'm going through withdrawals as well during all of this. Like when I'm telling you, I'm sweating out skin when I sleep, like waking up and my mattress is literally wet. I just cannot tell you how bad it was. The dreams I was having, if y'all have ever gone on like Reddit or TikTok and looked up the dreams people have after they stop smoking, it's literally insane, and they are 100% right. I take sleep gummies every night to go to bed because I will be up, just like up, eyes open up, and then I go to sleep and have these crazy ass dreams, like insane dreams. I don't want to crack into the conversation, but yeah, dreams were literally insane. Atlanta's coming up now. I have to get my shit together because I have to get on this plane. So it come time for me to get on the plane, and honestly, I knew I did not want to get on that plane. The day of my flight, I purposely left my house late because I knew I wanted to miss that flight, and that was so irresponsible of me because how wrong would it have been if I let the anxiety win, for one, but number two, my friend from the UK was flying in, and my friend in Atlanta was expecting me, and I'm over here just playing around with my flights. Like that was just so irresponsible of me. I can't even believe that I let it get to that point, but it really, like, I purposely got to the airport 10 minutes before my flight was departing, talking about something. I hope they let me in, already knowing damn well they're not. And of course my friends, they don't play. So they're like, oh, flight next morning, you can be at 9 a.m. You get on the plane at 6. So that's what happened. I missed my flight. I go back home thinking shit's sweet when now I have to literally just get up early as fuck and get on this plane at 6 a.m. to now go to Atlanta at 6 a.m. Like, y'all, just crazy me. The girls don't even know that. They're gonna watch this back and be like, girl, you played in our face. I'm telling you, y'all, it was bad. It was so horrible. I was almost embarrassed to tell them how I felt until I just crashed out and just cried all on the phone and told them. But regardless, the next morning comes and I fully wheelchair assistance because I'm not playing. Like, I literally feel like if I walk in the airport, I'm going to collapse. We're not doing that. So I next morning get to the airport, I told y'all I've been watching the Kardashians again, like the original, and I literally locked in my phone. I'm like, I'm not looking at nobody. AirPods, I said I'm just gonna act like I'm in my room right now. And although it did help, it's like you're at the airport, you gotta know when you're boarding, so kind of just keep popping it out, whatever. I get on the plane and I am sitting in between two people, middle seat, back of the plane. My luck at this point is literal shit. So I'm in the middle. I'm telling you, I had an ice pack strapped Velcro around my chest. I had the portable ice packs. Like, y'all remember when you used to get hurt in school and the nurse would like crack something and give it to you? I had 2 boxes of those in my carry-on, which, mind you, the TSA had to check. It took so fucking long. So I'm sitting there with like a portable fan on me, ice packs, and they're looking at this freak box of ice packs that are not cracked yet, and they're inspecting them to make sure I'm not smuggling anything. So like, it's just a whole thing, and that added on so much stress as well. Like, the airport is mad hot, so imagine waiting there like an extra 20 minutes to get ice checked. Like, it was crazy. So again, now I'm playing in the middle seat, and once we landed, the woman next to me was like, are you okay? Like, I just saw the ice pack on the fan. I just hope you're all right. Like, I saw you were really hot. And I'm like, I'm fine. Thank you. Stop talking. Like, and she was so sweet, but like, literally, I just couldn't do it. I get off the plane. I'm in Atlanta now. And the first thing I do, because you know how when you get off the plane, if you go to wheelchair assistance, they line up right there, wait for you. They had about 4 different people. Each person, I'm going, for Jada? For Jada? Is for Jada? Is for Jada? They say yes. I said, say less. I sat down so quick. So quick. And mind you, if you're at Atlanta Airport, that junk is big, boy. It is big. Easy to get lost. I'm not with the whole, excuse me, pardon me. No, absolutely not. I get wheeled to where Kayla's about to come pick me up. And I sit in the wheelchair until I see Kayla pull up to the door, and I get out and get in her car, and immediately, window down, fan. I'm like, this is so horrible right now. Mind you, because I missed my first flight, I'm now landing the day of the shoot. I landed at 9 a.m. I needed to be at the shoot by 11. Please put that into perspective. So I get to her house. I'm extremely overstimulated because at this point, I just went from sitting in the house by myself, hiding out, to now I've gone in the public. I've been wheelchaired around the entire airport. I'm now sitting side by side with Kayla. I can't just hit the end button if I start to feel panicky. Like, I'm literally in the situation now. So get to Kayla's house, and immediately I say I'm taking a nap. Mind you, I'm not a nap, but I completely cannot do it anymore. I cannot. So I decide that I'm going to take a nap. Mind you, I only have time for a 45-minute nap because we had to be there at 11. When I wake up, boy, from that nap, that quick, brief 45-minute nap, and mind you, Tay was there already. She landed the day before. I literally, like, when I tell you that day I was to be invisible, I was praying that I did not catch that flight. I was so upset about being in Atlanta because I feel like if I am bringing any type of negativity into an area, I don't want to be there. Like, I really hate to be I don't say center of attention because that's not even it. It's just I don't like anyone concerned about me. I don't want anyone thinking like, oh, is she okay? I don't want to bring down the vibes either because I still want y'all to have a good time. But, you know, I don't want to do all that. Literally wake up, go into her bathroom. Mind you, they're upstairs getting ready. So, like, no one's downstairs with me. She's in townhouse. And I am literally crying my eyes out in her bathroom. Like, my face is puffy. Everything is bright red. Everything's wet in tears. I'm fucking sweating. I'm on phone. Or no, I'm texting my mom. Like, I can't do this. I don't know how I even came here. Like, freaking the fuck out. Mind you, we're to do a video shoot and photo shoot for the Beauty Link Up. That's supposed to be happening in March. Like, y'all, I was peak stress, peak anxiety. What the fuck? I'm texting the girls like, I can't do this. Like, this is so hard. So whatever, I suck it up and I'm like, you know what? Let me just pull it together. I'm splashing cold water on my face. I'm cooling down and I'm stressing the fuck out, but I do the quickest beat. Like, how y'all saw this beat today? This is the beat that I wore to the freaking shoot, just like a little Kylie skin tint on. But threw my wig on. My wig, even if in those videos, it is like, it's not the way wigs for content. So I was like, damn, I wish I just took the time, but you know what? It's done and over with. And I had a really stressful day that day. So I'm just happy I showed up. But we get to the shoot and I'm able to actually start, like, you know, getting in the zone. I was the first person that needed to get a video done. So Adonis is like, let's go outside. Of course, I'm nervous. Regardless, we go out and do our video and we come back in and Adonis is so cool. Like, literally coolest person ever. We were supposed to do my individual shoot and I literally had to tell him that same day, like, I cannot. Like, I've literally gone through the ringer these few days and I just can't do it. And Kayla had let him know ahead of time too. And he was just so understanding and so cool. Like, seriously, God bless Adonis. He was really awesome. So from that, we decided to finish our shoot. We do our pictures. Everything's cool. I'm feeling a little anxiety, but nothing too crazy. I also took my heart medication or whatever. So that way I'm not like literally stressing out, panicking. But I get shoot done, and after that, I go back to her place. The girls are about to go out, and it was Kayla's birthday that week, too. And I was not doing it. I said, girl, love you down, but I will be on this couch. So the whole week in Atlanta, I stayed on her couch watching Keeping Up with the Kardashians. I finished like 3 seasons and chill with her dog. I had a great time because I just wanted to self-regulate. I did not want to go outside. I didn't want to do anything more pressing. And although I should have, I'm happy I didn't because there's nothing more stressful if you're like out with somebody and they're going through and now they got to cut the time short. So we all got to leave. I didn't want to do that. So I was like, y'all go do your thing. I will be here. If I'm feeling up to it, I'll let you know. But like, I already know y'all gonna be out a few hours and I cannot guarantee that I have that much bandwidth in me at all, even for myself. So with that, I had a really great time just on her couch, chilling. And it was the getaway that I needed because I literally, for one, Atlanta, even though it wasn't sun shining every single day, it was nice to not be in 20-degree weather. It was nice to, you know, be able to walk outside with on for a second just to catch some fresh air and then go back inside. Like, those things were nice. But after that, I left and the girls were super supportive of me being there. Like, no one bugged me to get up and go. No one bugged me to like, oh, why'd you come if you're gonna? They fully understood and I love them down for that. Like, they have no idea how appreciative I am of that situation and me spending the week there when I was literally going through the hardest time in my life that I can tell you to date. Like, these past few months have been so difficult for me. So let's fast forward to, I guess, more current. So I've officially been weed free for 3 weeks, which is awesome. I feel really good. And if I had stopped sooner, I just wonder if all this would have happened. But again, I'm not a what if person. We just need to keep rolling. And I also am very proud of myself for speaking up about things that are wrong. And I will have no regrets for that because I think it's very important to not be scared into silence. I have opened up on my Instagram about how all this has been for me because I know that there's other business owners that don't have anybody to lean on, because right now we're in an era of everybody being like super perfect on Instagram, and I'm just it. And another reason why I wanted to bring this onto this platform, because I really do feel like this is something that I have been not addressing and not talking about. And I've literally been sitting at this table for an hour and 20 minutes now, just rambling about everything that's gone on. And although it scares me to see what's going to come after this is posted, I also know that this is what people need to see, the actual what goes on while being an entrepreneur, because these are the parts they don't show you. They show you the sold out days. They show you all the money they made. They show you all the mentees, but you don't actually see what's genuinely going on. And I didn't want to be a part of that. Like, I really don't. If there's anything I always say and stand by, and this is always evident, I always want to be authentically me. I never want to come on here and give these fake vibes, give the bullshit influencer. Just really have always wanted to be and stand by my word and always remain integral as I always have, because I truly believe I am where I am now because I keep it real. I keep it 100. And anybody in my circle or who has been around me knows I keep a stack every single time. So honestly, to wrap this all up, I know this has been super long, but I am so grateful for the amount of support that has been shown to me from my mom, from my friends, from even my Instagram girls, like my mentees even, to have them check on me. Y'all don't even understand how much that means to me. Y'all don't have to do that. Y'all are here to learn business. Y'all don't have to care about my personal life, and you do. And that means so much to me. I will never take it for granted. And, I hope that if you've taken anything from this video, is that you don't always know what's going on behind the scenes with anybody. And because I'm willing up and share what's going on, I hope that doesn't make me look like a pick-me, make me look over here just talking shit for fun. Literally what I have said has happened. Again, is my own experience and experiences of those who I have seen it happen to. And even when it comes to the anxiety, things that I've gone through and tried to suppress and not talk about. And it's important that we do, because I was one of the people who was anti-therapy. I was one of the people who was anti-meds. And now look, I'm waiting for this appointment, okay? Ready to have the meds. To sound like that, but I'm ready to just better my life. I'm ready to find hobbies I'm into. Do I still like painting how I did when I was little? Am I still into makeup? Do I want to play in wigs for fun? I literally played in this wig for fun. Literally just for fun. I was like, let me just see if I still got it. And honey, I do. There is just so much that I'm exploring in 2026. And even though my new year is starting later, I don't care, because I am really taking care of myself. I'm pouring into me, and there is nothing more I can say than how proud I am of me taking the steps to get right, because a lot of people don't. And it's very sad that a lot of people just suppress it and keep pushing when it's you have to be okay before you do anything. If you're not okay, nothing else matters. And something I had to really come to terms with is, if my health is not in check, if I'm not in check, if I am not being my true self, if I feel like I'm suppressing me, it's not going to better do anything for me. And even when it comes down to sales and money and mentees, none of that matters if I'm not okay. I really, really hope that what you took from this is that if you're not okay, please start taking the steps to be. I would rather sit here. And mind you, just to put into perspective, me taking care of myself this month has put a big cut in my income this month. And I am okay with that, because I don't care about any of that shit if I'm not okay. And I really hope you relay that to yourself as well. So we're going to end this video here. I cannot thank you enough for watching this long ass video. I might even split it into two because this is very long, but honestly, just thank you. So in our next video, I'm hoping that it's a little different. We're doing things, and if we're not doing things, this is just my life, okay? I'm not gonna sit here and act like I get up every day and want to go party. I want to go outside. I want to go out in the town. I am a homebody at its finest. I have the most fun decorating my home. If you can't see, I got a damn tree the size of one outside in my living room. I love to just be in my space. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you on the next one. Bye.